Hey, what's going on, everybody? Keybridge Hobby Network here. This is my UDR that I've decided to do some quick maintenance on it. I've had this thing for about 4 months, and I've had a couple of bad crashes, and I've been driving it probably 2 or 3 times really hard. And today, I figured it's time to do is just some quick maintenance and see what's going on with it. First thing I want to mention, probably the first upgrade that you want to do is the servo. Based on my buddy's recommendation and what he was able to find online, the savox Servo 4096, it's direct replacement. It just basically just take your old one out, put this one in. You're not gonna need any adapters or a new servo horn. This one just bolts right up, and I got that replaced a couple of weekends ago. My servo actually died not far or not too long after my buddy's servo died, so I'm glad I had this sitting around ready to go just in case that happened. And also, what I've noticed just looking around, the toe link is, one of my toe links is bent right there, so I'm gonna try to rebend that or replace it, and maybe I'll see if there's some better replacement parts over there that's probably a lot more durable, but this seems to work pretty good. I'll take a bend over a brake because I was still able to drive it that day. I didn't even really notice it until now, so that's one thing I gotta replace. Everything else seems pretty good. The shocks are leaking. I'm gonna do that. From what I read from Traxxas instruction book, it's 30 in the front shock weight oil and 60 in the rear. So both of these guys will take 60 weight silicone shock oil. In the front, it will take 30. The stock setting seems to work for me, so I'm gonna stick with a stock oil. Other than that, I checked the motor. I'll re-torque a little bit some of these, make sure everything is nice and tight. Not too tight, just snug. Drive shaft seems to be pretty good. Doesn't leak over there. The transfer case doesn't seem to be leaking also. So I'm not gonna mess with the drivetrain. I'm just gonna do the shocks and replace that. And that's it. Other than that, my UDR's been pretty good. Haven't had any major issues. Runs great except for the servo, but that was a piece of cake. Trying to reroute the wires is just a little tricky. But if you haven't seen one open up, this is how it looks. It's, sorry about that, that's everything's underneath. There's nothing on the top except for the speed control and the wires and the electronics, the radio right there. And one more thing before I end this video, I highly recommend when you're working on this truck that you get one of these, because it's a lot of bolts. If you have one of these guys, great. And definitely have one of these guys as a 2mm hex wrench. And that's pretty much it. One thing, just so you don't over torque, if you do decide to use one of these guys, preferably you set it at the lowest setting. I have mine set at 1, and then once it stops, and then I'll just manually torque it down to snug, so because you don't want to strip any of your bolts or anything like that. I've done that in the past. It sucks. It's not fun. So be careful with that when using one of these. Use the lowest setting, and just manually torque it. That's how I do it. If you're comfortable with just leaving it alone with letting this torque it alone, that probably work also. But that's it, guys. That's my UDR. So anything else that I figure out what's comes up in the future, I'll try to do my best to do a video. And that's it. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.